Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the drawing process for this book. This was easily the hardest and longest part of the whole process. The reason for that was because I wasn't an illustrator. However, I am now. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the whole process I went through to illustrate my book. Now, keep in mind that the process I talk about may or may not work for everyone, and to be honest, I already see ways that I can improve for the next one. First, I had a hard copy of the book, jotted down all the points that I thought would be visually interesting or important to the story. The good news was that there were a lot of good moments that would make for some really good illustrations. Bad news was that there were a lot of good moments that I thought would make for good illustrations. I had a massive list, and not being an illustrator, it looked like yet another daunting task, which it was. I went through the list and got it down from the original 200 plus potential illustrations all the way down to 125. After having the list completed, I started to think about the best way to approach in getting them done. One approach, of course, was to do them the natural way, and that is to hand draw them. I tried that for a very short amount of time and realized very quickly that I just was not at that skill level that I needed to be at in order to get those clean, confident lines in the illustrations. So I decided to rough everything out in Photoshop with blue line. As many of you know, in the world of comic books, artists tend to draw in blue graphite and then ink directly on top of them when they are working traditionally. The pencil roughs of this book were really fun, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that I wasn't spending too much time on them, as you could probably tell. The challenges I faced were probably what you would expect. I actually had to draw what was written, and what was written was a lot of stuff that I had never even attempted to draw before. That's where the internet comes in handy, my friends. I was able to look everything up, and in no time found references for certain things like horses or just bicycles. Once the penciling was done, I moved everything over to Clip Studio Pro, where I used the fast pen nibs to ink everything that I had penciled. This gave the final art a lot of clarity. Though I do still prefer hand-drawn art, I was pretty happy with the results. Feeling pretty good about the illustrations, I couldn't help but get the sense that they just didn't have much weight to them. So I decided on a whim to go back and add a little bit of shading on a layer, and what a difference that made. Completely transformed the art. So from then on, I had to go back, added shading to all the illustrations on a single multiply layer, and that did the trick. Once again, it was a very long process, but like everything else, you just have to keep going, and soon you'll be over that mountain. Well, that's about it. Thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you on the next one. As always, be like water, my friends.